No one on this planet has built a massive business empire doing everything by themselves. Literally no one. Find me one person who has built a business empire by doing everything by themselves, and you will come back and say, no one. Hi, my name is Rajiv Talreja, and as a business coach, I help small and medium business owners build a scalable, profitable business. I help these business owners break through the trap of self-employment where they are doing everything by themselves and still not accomplishing anything for themselves. So I want you to watch this video till the end, because I'm going to talk to you about when do you start building your team. Because this is a question that most small and medium business owners have when they are in this journey of building their business. They understand they need to build a team, but they don't know when is the right time to get started with the job of building a team. So watch this video till the end, because I'm going to share some important pointers with you, and towards the end of this video, I also have a special invitation for you to continue your learning journey and be on your path of building a scalable, profitable business. Now, before I go into when is the right time for you to start building a team, I want to first highlight why is it important to build a team. And the reason I want to highlight this is because I meet many entrepreneurs who come with this mindset saying, Rajiv, building a team costs us money, kharche badhenge, overheads badhenge, expenses badhenge. Or some business owners come from this mindset saying, Rajiv, it's a headache to manage people. Doing everything by myself is the best thing ever. Well, let me tell you something. If you think building a team is an expense, then not building a team is a bigger expense. Because when you don't build a team, you end up doing everything by yourself. And when you end up doing everything by yourself, you're stuck in a trap called self-employment. You're not a business owner, you actually are a self-employed professional. Now I know you must be thinking, Rajiv, what's the harm in being a self-employed professional? Well, let me tell you something. Self-employment is a trap because in most cases, as self-employed people, the entrepreneur is doing everything in their business. The entrepreneur is marketing, the entrepreneur is doing sales, the entrepreneur is taking care of customers, servicing the customers, delivering goods or services to the customers. And in such a situation, no matter how hardworking you are, no matter how talented you are, no matter how committed you are, you as a solopreneur, as a self-employed freelancer cannot do everything consistently. So in your business, what ends up happening is you do things in a sequence. First, you spend a few weeks and months to generate leads. Then the moment you get a lead, you jump into sales activities to close the deal with the customer. Now, when you're busy in sales activities, marketing stops, so lead generation stops. Then you're busy with sales, you close some deals. Now you get a client. Now you need to service the client. So you jump into operations and you get busy in taking care of the customer. You get busy in servicing the customer's requirements. And while you are busy servicing the customer's requirements, sales has stopped. Marketing has stopped, so lead generation is not happening, income generation is not happening, and in this entire process, the only way your business works is that you need to come back, start doing marketing again, and therefore you have inconsistent income cycles. Some months is Diwali, the other months is Diwala. I want you to understand this. To build a stable business, you need to make sure that all these core activities of your business are happening consistently. And for all these core activities of marketing, sales, operations, accounts, management to happen consistently in your business, you cannot do everything by yourself. Building a team is a necessity in business. It's not an option. So if you come from this mindset of building a team will increase my expense, I feel bad for you already, because I can say with certainty that you will never be able to build a scalable, profitable business. At best, you will build something which will replace an income which your job was giving you. And if you started your business just because you wanted the similar income as your job, then let me tell you something. You've made a mistake, because business is not a vehicle for month-to-month sustenance. Business is a vehicle for wealth creation. And for wealth creation to happen, you need to make sure that all the core activities of your business are happening consistently. So remove this mindset of hiring people is an expense. In fact, I'd like to highlight a point here. Hiring people is an expense for those who don't have the capabilities of hiring the right people. When you don't know how to hire the right people, that's when you end up hiring the wrong people, and then you end up losing money because they are not performing, you're not getting a return on your investment, and then you lose your belief in hiring, thinking hiring does not work. Well, let me tell you something. It was not that hiring did not work. The way you hired, your capabilities of evaluating the attitude, skill, and knowledge of the person you hired did not work. So remove this mindset of hiring is an expense. And if you think building a team is a headache, let me tell you this. Again, that comes from your lack of skills on how to set goals for your team members, how to delegate clear roles, how to review people's performance, how to train and develop people, how to appraise people's salary, and how to fire the wrong people. When you lack these skills, that's when you look at hiring and building a team as a headache. But if you have these skills, then you will be able to create the right environment. So the reason I want you to firstly prepare your mind to hiring is because I want you to understand that without hiring, you will be stuck in this trap of doing everything by yourself, and you will only play the game of month-to-month survival. You'll never be able to scale. You'll never be able to create wealth. That's why hiring is critical. Hiring is a necessity. Hiring is non-negotiable. So with that, let me answer the question of why I'm doing this video. Let me tell you when is the right time for you to hire. So there are 4 scenarios that I feel are compelling for any business owner to get into the hiring process and start building a team. The first scenario when I believe you need to hire is when you need to get out of a particular activity in your business. Now, when you realize that your time is getting sucked into an activity and that activity is not the optimum use of your talent, it's not the optimum use of your capability, then that's an indicator for you to find somebody else to take care of that activity so you can get out of that activity and focus on what's your true priority. So that's the first situation or the first indicator that is signaling to you and screaming out to you that please hire someone so you can use your time in a much better, much more productive and much more lucrative manner. So scenario number 1 is when you need to get out of a particular activity that you are spending your time, effort and energy on. Scenario number 2 as to when you need to consider hiring is when you need a particular activity to be done consistently in your business. What do I mean by that? Let me give you an example that you may be able to relate to. In a lot of businesses, what I notice is that the business owner is the only salesperson. And when the business owner is the only salesperson, the business owner is not proactive in setting up sales appointments and going for sales meetings on a daily basis because the business owner has so many other things to take care of as well. You're sitting and taking care of your customers, you're servicing your projects, you're involved in accounts. When you're doing all of these things, then you cannot do sales on a daily basis. But is sales a critical activity? Yes, it is, because it is the only income generating activity of your business. Now, if you are not selling consistently, you're not going to generate income consistently as a business. So in such a scenario where you feel that your time is getting scattered in so many different areas, but an activity like sales needs to happen on a day-to-day basis, then that's an indicator for you that, hey, this activity needs consistent focus. This activity needs consistent effort. It needs consistent attention, which means it cannot be just dependent on you. Of course, you can continue selling, but have someone on your team or hire someone on your team who can do that activity consistently. That is an indicator which is good enough to tell you that it's time to hire a person for that particular role or for that particular job. So the second scenario where hiring becomes absolutely critical is when an activity requires daily consistent effort. Which brings me to the third scenario where hiring becomes a necessity. The third scenario where hiring becomes a necessity is when you have sufficient amount of activity that needs to be executed in a particular job role. When you have enough quantity of tasks and work that required a committed team member to be on that job and focus on getting all those tasks done. Like for example, as your business operations grow, you may realize that your requirement of an accountant is no longer fulfilled by a freelance accountant. Now this is the time you may realize that, hey, I need someone in-house. I need somebody to take care of this job because now we have 6 to 8 hours of work every day for an accountant or any role for that matter. The moment you realize that you have a concrete job of 6 hours per day, then that's the time where you need to hire someone full time. Till probably 2 hours per day of work, you can outsource it to a freelancer. But the moment you cross that, it only means that the weightage of that particular activity in your business is now growing and you need to give it priority by hiring someone who's focused on that job role. So the third scenario where it becomes a compelling reason for you to hire a person full time is when there is sufficient work in that particular role or in that particular department. Which brings me to the fourth and the final scenario where hiring is a necessity. Now, before I go to the fourth and final scenario, let us review the first three scenarios where it's important for you to hire someone full time into your team. The first scenario where hiring is compelling is when you need to get out of a particular activity which is not the best use of your time and talent. The second scenario where hiring is a necessity is when you need to make sure that there is consistency of that activity in your business. And the third scenario where hiring becomes crucial is when you realize that there's enough work for a full-time team member to come on board and take care of that particular activity. Now this brings me to the fourth scenario where hiring is crucial. The fourth scenario is when you are looking at stabilizing your business and your core functions in your business need stability of activity and consistency of activity. Now, what are those core functions? Think about it. For you to build a stable business, marketing, sales, and operations, these three are core activities of your business. Because marketing needs to happen consistently for leads to be generated consistently. Sales needs to happen consistently for revenue to be generated consistently. And operations needs to deliver value and happiness to your customers consistently so that you are fulfilling the promise of marketing and sales. Now think about it. For a business to be stable, you cannot compromise on the consistency of marketing, sales, and operations. Now, when these are such critical activities of your business, these are the core activities of your business, it's important that you give them importance by hiring a focused team member for each one of these roles. Hire someone for marketing who can manage your outsourced partners. I'm not saying hire a full-time website developer or a graphic designer or a video editor, because you may not need them full-time as you're just getting started. But you need to have one person who's thinking marketing and who's making sure the execution of marketing is happening consistently. Don't just depend on yourself. Same way, you need somebody who's thinking sales and putting in effort in selling consistently. And you need somebody who's thinking operations and delivering on your projects or is hand-holding your customers through that process so you are not getting sucked in with every single client. So I believe hiring is a necessity for your core activities in the business, which is marketing, sales, and operations. So with that, I've shared with you what are the 4 situations or circumstances under which you need to hire. I've shared with you when is the right time for you to start hiring for your business. I hope you found value in this video, but I'm not yet done with you. So here's what I want you to do. While you've understood when is the right time to hire, there's a lot more that we as entrepreneurs need to educate ourselves on and build our capabilities on. And I believe one area which every business owner needs to learn is how to build a business which can grow without you. So what I want you to do is this. If you believe you're stuck in this trap of self-employment and doing everything by yourself, and it's important for you to learn how to build a business which can grow without you so you can focus on growth and expansion rather than getting stuck in day-to-day firefighting and operations, then I want you to click on the link below and register yourself for my upcoming 4-hour live training called the Business Breakthrough Seminar. This is where I break down for you how do you build a business which can grow without you. I want you to watch this video, and at the end of this video, make sure you click and register yourself right now. I look forward to seeing you at the Business Breakthrough Seminar. I started my journey as an entrepreneur in the year 2006. And when I started my journey as an entrepreneur in the year 2006, I started with big goals, big dreams, big plans. But very soon, those big goals, big dreams, and big plans shrunk in size. and the focus of building my business became month-to-month survival. I started 4 companies, out of which I had to shut 2 companies down in the year 2012 when I went through a 70 lakh loss and I earned myself a 45 lakh rupee debt. That's when I realized that something has to change. This has nothing to do with the business I'm building. It has a lot to do with my capabilities as a business owner. And therefore in 2014, I committed myself to a research project where I went across India and I interviewed 300 business leaders. People like Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, who's built Biocon. People like Ashok Soota, who's built Happiest Minds Technologies. People like C.K. Kumaravel, who built Natural Salon as India's largest chain of salon. And I asked them 2 questions. What is the strategy of building a profitable, scalable business? And what is the system to set, track and achieve goals in every department of the business? Asking these 2 questions to 300 business leaders opened my mind to a whole world of possibilities, where I realized the biggest mistake I was making as a business owner was I was doing everything in my business. This has been the mistake of most entrepreneurs. One of my biggest lessons was that if you're the best on your team, if you're the most intelligent person on your team, then you cannot build a scalable business because you get involved in everything and you get stuck in day-to-day firefighting. Taking these lessons, I designed a 4-hour live training called the Business Breakthrough Seminar, where I break down for my participants what are the 7 foundational activities to build a stable and successful business so that they have clarity on what they need to initiate in their business for better stability and focus on growth. I also break down for my participants on what is their role as a business owner. Because as a business owner, if you are in chaos, if you are confused, then that chaos and confusion spreads across your team. And I also will break down what are the 3 things that you need to focus on to build a business which can grow without you. More than 70,000 participants have attended more than 175 business breakthrough seminars from across 13 different countries. And out of these 70,000 entrepreneurs, 99.3% of entrepreneurs have responded saying that the business breakthrough seminar was extremely relevant and practical for their business. These are staggering statistics to let you know that you need to be the next participant at the business breakthrough seminar. And I'd love to work with you on helping you identify how can you grow your business and build something that is scalable and profitable. I look forward to seeing you there. Make sure you click on the link and register yourself right now.